This is Ndtv, and you're watching Classics.
Welcome to Talking Heads. Today we'll be speaking to the Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Tipnis.
We will be talking to the Air Chief about the recent spate of accidents in the Indian Air Force and the reasons behind them. Given that it's not the best aircraft now, how long do you see the Indian Air Force continuing with this fleet? Do you see somewhere down the line perhaps a gradual phasing out of MiGs and more modern aircraft?
Of course, it is a continuous process.
Should they already have been phased out?
I mean, you have to talk in terms of, for instance, this first series of the MiG-21 that we've had. The number that we had at one time and what we have today is a fraction of what we had. The numbers of squadrons that we had. They have been overtaken by the next series of aircraft. The numbers of even the latest series of the MiG-21, the numbers of squadrons that we had some years ago has reduced. It is a continuous process. You can't one day say, okay, I've had enough of the MiG-21s, take away my 15, 20 squadrons and give me 20 squadrons of Mirages. It is impossible. I hope your viewers realize the harm that they're doing not only to the Indian Air Force but to the nation. I mean, today, the way it is made across is that the Indian Air Force is a bunch of nincompoops, incapable of doing what they're supposed to be doing. Let me tell you this, in every field, we are as good as anybody else. You can't change things overnight. It is a process that has to take place. We realize this. There are difficulties.
So are you concerned with the large number of MiG crashes over the last few years? One statistic says that 55 MiGs have crashed in the last 3 years, 22 pilots have died.
Last year, that is 99-2000, had been certainly a bad year for us. We lost a total of 26 aircraft. What you have to remember is that there is always a continuous effort, endeavor on the part of the Air Force, as I told you right at the beginning, to reduce accidents. There have been various committees that have been held. They give their reports. We follow up on that. It's a continuous process. I think one of the things that perhaps people ask, what would it cost, to eradicate accidents? I don't think one can give ever a figure like that, because I think that question is very hypothetical. There's a continuous process of upgrading our training, both for the technical people as well as the air crew. There are always some difficulties on any mechanical contraption, and the aircraft, as I told you, is no exception. So right from the time that an aircraft is brought into service, there are continuous modifications that take place based on the experience that you have gained. There are some problems in design. There are some problems in manufacture. There are some problems in maintenance where people make errors. All these three issues are continuously being addressed.
In the case of the MiG-21, there are some reports that HAL manufactured units of the MiG-21 have had some problems in manufacture. There have been questions raised, for example, on the engines of the aircraft. Some people say that the number of flameouts or engines failing is because of manufacturing defects at Hindustan Aeronauticals. Is this correct?
Well, once again, let me tell you, there can't be a straightaway just an answer yes. Because yes, there have been some difficulties that have taken place. But let me tell you once again, as for the statistics, because I need to refer to statistics.
Right.
The MiG, and particularly the MiG-21, because as you know, when you take the prefix of MiG, there are a series of aircraft, starting from the MiG-21, the 23, the 25, the 27, the 29, and so it carries on. The total number of MiGs that we have certainly form the majority of the Indian Air Force. In the MiGs, the MiG-21 is the largest fleet. It stands to reason that as it is the majority force of the Indian Air Force, the difficulties will be, to that extent, the largest in this fleet.
To answer the question, sir, have there been manufacturing defects at HAL?
Yes, there have been manufacturing defects.
What defects have these been?
Manufacturing defects, let me tell you this. When you talk in terms of manufacturing defects, it is a question of because there are quality controls. Please understand this, that at all levels there is quality control. In some of the issues that you talk in terms of, when you talk in terms of the material that is used, when the actual manufacturing processes take place, the condition under which that manufacture has to take place has to be absolutely clean. If there are some foreign objects that go into it, which may be of microscopic size, you find that some stress is built in later on, and they fail earlier than what they have to have done.
Would you agree with the view then that
Yes.
even those who look after quality control and maintenance would also require training apart from pilots themselves?
No, Nidhi, I think you have not understood me at all. I mean, you are insinuating that they are not trained. Of course they are trained.
Better training. That's something that critics, analysts have said.
No, please let me assure you that, and I had told you right in the beginning, probably you didn't get the impact of that, that I don't think our training is at fault. And I'd like to illustrate this by telling you that we have interacted with other air forces. Whenever our people have gone for training, whenever we have done something with other air forces, the quality of our people has never been found wanting. You must understand this. Because what hurts our people most is this, that today when they're doing a job well, nobody looks at the quality of what good work they're doing. When things go wrong, you want to highlight things which are going all right. So to say that, that training has been at fault, no, it is not so.
But sir, you did say that manufacturing defects at HAL are one of the reasons why there have been crashes.
Please, I mean, if your intention is to say that, that there is a large number of manufacturing defects taking place, no.
Okay.
What you're talking in terms of is that you have realized that the strength of material that have been used has not been as high as it ought to have been. Once this has been realized, those materials have been rectified. We find that, you can't suddenly, so every time that there is a problem, it is addressed. For you to even accept that, yes, is it material failure? Is it something else? To come to a definitive conclusion is also a long process. But wherever there have been faults that have been found, those have been addressed.
What then
We've had difficulties on engines.
Right.
Some of the blades that have been failing, some of the things, parts of engines which ought to have been able to hold on under the stresses that are imposed on them, they had failed earlier than they ought to have. When this has been done, those materials have been rectified.